Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're hopping into the Animus to bring you 10 facts you didn't know about the Assassin's Creed series. For this list, we'll be looking at facts from development and post-release across the Assassin's Creed series, with a few Easter eggs thrown in for good measure. What's an obscure fact from Assassin's Creed you'd like to share? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, you can't trust anyone, it seems.
Before we begin, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified about our latest videos. The reason Altair can't swim. Ever wonder why a trained assassin can't swim? In the first Assassin's Creed, Altair couldn't swim. This isn't due to the assassin's inability to do so, but more of a glitch in the Animus. While never brought up in the games themselves, if you look in the Assassin's Creed 2 manual, there are notes scribbled throughout by Lucy, one of which saying, "Make sure to fix the annoying bug in the Animus 1.0 software, which prevents ancestors from swimming." All assassins were able to swim after this little bug in the Animus was fixed. Scrapped scalping mechanic.
Word has reached us that the man responsible for today's shooting may have been in disguise. A wig and makeup tin were found near the scene of the crime.
A scalping mechanic was going to be in Assassin's Creed 3. The team even developed it into an early build of the game. However, this mechanic was taken out of the game for two reasons. One reason being that it was a bit too brutal and didn't fit Connor as a character. The other reason was due to Thomas Deere, a cultural liaison officer Ubisoft hired to keep the representation of the Native Americans in the game as accurate as possible. Deere informed the team that the Mohawk didn't scalp their enemies. William of Montferrat's death.
Souls, William. I was told they would be held as prisoners and used to barter for the release of our men.
The Saracens would not have honored their end of the bargain. You know this to be true. I did you a favor.
While creating the world of Assassin's Creed, the teams try to stay as accurate as possible. This even goes for the targets you will assassinate throughout the games. In the first Assassin's Creed, one of the targets was going to be Conrad of Montferrat. As the team at Ubisoft Montreal did more research, they found that Conrad was mysteriously killed, just not in 1191, the time period the game was set in. As the team kept researching, they found that Conrad had a relative, William, who was in Acre in 1191. The team replaced Conrad with William as the target to stay as historically accurate as possible.
Rest now. Your schemes are at an end.
Creative liberties. With the team striving to stay as historically accurate as possible in the Assassin's Creed games, this became difficult with Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. With other entries in the series, they could go off of well-documented figures and events. However, pirates didn't document their travels as much. Lead writer Darby McDevitt said, "We actually landed right in a place where we had to make up a lot of stuff, or at least speculate on a lot of stuff in terms of where these guys were and what they were thinking and what they were doing." With the lack of available information about pirates during this time in which the game is set, stories started going around from town to town about certain pirates. This is referenced in the game, as you'll hear guards talk about Edward Kenway's reputation and false rumors.
Captain, we've searched the hold. It's a middle intake, but the medicine we found bears a Charlestown stamp.
Thank you, Mr. Hans.
$1 billion. The Assassin's Creed franchise is Ubisoft's best-selling franchise, despite only being around for 15 years and having 12 games in the franchise. The series even outsells the Tom Clancy series, with over 40 games in the franchise. In its first year, Assassin's Creed Valhalla became Ubisoft's best-selling game, by making the company over $1 billion in consumer revenue. This number includes the sales of the game and the microtransactions, With sales like this, it makes you wonder how well the upcoming live service title, Assassin's Creed Infinity, will do.
Eivor, here's a tune for you. Want to liven your step?
National Geographic. The National Geographic Museum used gameplay from Assassin's Creed Origins as a part of one of their exhibits. During the National Geographic's exhibit titled Queens of Egypt, gameplay was used to show life in ancient Egypt. The teams that work on Assassin's Creed strive to be as accurate as possible with their source material, and Origins showed the day-to-day life of the people during these times, and focused on the workers and their roles. Assassin's Creed Origins even had a combat-free mode to help educate people during a virtual tour of ancient Egypt.
Attempted to access the Great Pyramid numerous times. Ancient writings describe details of its interior, proof that some made their way within, though who gained entrance first and when is unknown.
Arabic calligraphy.
And from the light, you will return to the dark.
The upcoming game Assassin's Creed Mirage has a hidden detail in the logo that fans may have missed. The logo is formed by Arabic calligraphy that reads "The Hidden," which is a reference to the Hidden Ones. The Hidden Ones are the first form of the Assassins' Brotherhood that formed in Egypt. The Hidden Ones would work in the shadows to protect their people from injustice and preserve their free will, which was in jeopardy due to the Templars who were pulling the strings of the leaders to help their cause, which was fueled by greed. COVID reference.
Let's have a look.
When outside of the Animus in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, players can find certain documents, one of which is an email dated May 11th, 2020. This email is a conversation between Layla and Rami Hassan. In the email, Layla tells Rami, "I don't have COVID, no, and I'm well isolated. It's just the three of us traveling together, staying out of sight." This is the first known COVID reference in a video game, and is a little side document we can relate to all too well after the pandemic.
You should have held on to this until the bitter end.
Red Dead Redemption's inspiration. While developing Assassin's Creed 3, the team at Ubisoft Montreal was working on a hunting mechanic. During the development, Red Dead Redemption was released, and seeing the success of Red Dead inspired the team at Ubisoft to build off of what made Red Dead's hunting mechanics and frontier area so great. Lead writer Matt Turner said, "Let's look at their success and see how we can take it in a new direction. That's what I think we tried to do." While hunting in Assassin's Creed 3 is pretty good, sadly, it didn't surpass the groundwork made by Rockstar and Red Dead Redemption. Notre Dame. A single developer for Assassin's Creed Unity took notes on the Notre Dame Cathedral. This dev's duty was to study the landmark for 2 years, with the main goal being to recreate it within the game, staying as true to the real thing as possible. A one-to-one recreation wasn't possible due to the team having to change some of the cathedral's layout, so it would be fun for players to climb. Additional paths were made for the players, which in turn made it easier to ascend Notre Dame. Along with the climbing paths, some of the art had to be changed as well since it was protected under copyright laws. Despite these changes, it's the most faithful historical recreation in any of the Assassin's Creed games. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.